Okay, and we're live. And so your characters from last adventure, you might have a few bruises on you, but you've been healed up to your complete total hit points. Wrong character.
Got a quick question.
Far away.
It involves Pathfinder, but it's definitely for a different game. Um, I could technically use it for this game if I ever got my hands on it. I have a bow that has holy on it, right?
Yep.
And I will MacGyver arrows where I'll get blunt arrows, which are in the advanced guide, anyways, and I'll super glue force beads on them. That do 5d6 points of damage plus a d16 reflex save, or you get stuck in a 10-foot globe of force. Anyways, would you add the extra 2d6 to the shot if the creature is evil?
Yes.
All right.
And a +2 to hit.
No, that's
Because
Bane.
That's Bane.
Oh, my bad.
Holy is a 2d6 to any creature, an extra 2d6 to any creature that is evil. And me and the DM I have was disagreeing over. I said if the arrow hits, period. He said the arrow didn't hit. It was the bead that hit.
Pretty certain I agree with you and disagree with your GM.
Yeah. All right. Well, I try not to argue with said DM because he is the DM of that game, and I like to play that game.
I get it.
Just want to get an outside opinion.
Whatever DM says is law, even if it's against the rules.
Well, there is no. The mechanics work in Pathfinder where you can damn near do anything that you can get your mind to. MacGyvering is definitely a thing in Pathfinder, but a lot of these old school DMs are very much no, you cannot MacGyver because the game was not built that way. There is no reason why my character in this campaign should be able to throw great axes, great swords like I'm throwing daggers. Should not be done, but I do it anyways because the mechanic says I can. Speaking of
that, you're using feet to do it.
Yeah.
What is the feet definition?
First feat technically takes 2 feats. Catch off guard, which makes any weapon anything a melee weapon, and throw anything. But since I throw sharpy, pointy things, they're naturally just weapons.
I kind of like that.
What?
No, I just kind of like the fact that you can do that. You can be that good with your weapon.
Oh.
And you can do tricks like that. Whenever I start getting my own game beta tested, I'll be doing stuff like that. I like the versatility of Pathfinder. I just don't like Pathfinder. Pathfinder 4, I love. All that other crap in the hardcovers over there is shit. So, anyway. There's some good things to it, there's some bad things to it. And let me focus on the fact that, hi, viewers, let's get into our game. And I apologize about dragging you through that for 4 minutes. You're all healed up, and on your sallying forth to the north, you're on this little Lonely Coast Road. Occasionally through the trees to your right-hand side, you can see that there's a bit of a good chunk of sunlight coming in as the morning has started. And you guys are making your way up this road towards some sign or some semblance where you know that there's a place called Zelkor's Ferry. The most you know is that there's a one of the northernmost rivers that flows through the Forest of Hope itself. It's a canyon river, and it's got a few little sprues that go off of it. So once you feel that you've gotten to the canyon river, your biggest cloud of we're going to get there, your biggest plan is to follow the river towards the west until you bump into Zelkor's Ferry. They say it's right off the river, and there's two, you want to say usable docks, but the information you have suggests that the docks are barely usable.
Yay, falling apart.
Mm-hmm. Now, also, you guys have a side quest to go towards Storm Shield. Are you guys still wanting to do that?
I'm curious about that still.
And what was the purpose for you to go to Storm Shield there, Chris?
Was that the property, or was that the...
That's not the property.
Okay, then no. I think that's the Hobgoblin area then.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in no rush for that.
Wait. Last time when we entered combat, that was around what area? Last time that we entered the combat, around what area was that?
You were north of what you think was the ruined fort. You're actually in the Forest of Hope itself.
Ah, alright, okay.
You've
And
made
we're still traveling with the trader's caravan?
Yes. They're about 75 feet behind you.
Alright.
So the forest itself is oak. It's a bunch of oak trees.
Very much so.
Be a good place to pick up a shield.
Oak and maple. Wouldn't use a maple wood tree as a shield, though.
I use an oaken shield.
Zing! All right.
That's really bad. I should apologize. I'll drink instead.
Sorry, I'm flipping back and forth between pages in the book here. So you continue to press forward. See there's hills over to your right-hand side. And let's see. I need you guys to make a perception check.
My Corona bag.
16.
Hold on, guys. Hey, hon.
Yep.
Oh, not too bad. I'm on the web streaming right now at the event. Can I buzz you when it's over? Or when it's getting ready to get over? Okay. She's a good girl. Let's see how long Bruce can keep it together. Woo!
Oh, the
I
sweetie.
got 5 months. Who's got 5 months? I know Bruce's track record.
Okay.
No one else?
No, I'm all right.
We'll come back to this in December. We'll see if it's still going.
Your girlfriend by nature is going to hate me.
It's all right. She hates me too. What'd you guys roll for perception?
16.
22.
What'd you roll there, Zen?
18.
18? And Andy?
22.
All right. Well, the three of you see up ahead, it looks like there's a broken cart off to the side of the road. Some massacred horses.
How massacred? Like freshly massacred or been there for a couple days?
Couple days. They've been there for a couple of days.
So no horse for dinner.
See, the dead horses are like that, and you guys are. By the way, I don't recommend you guys put any feats into your riding horses at all.
Okay.
These horses are all right to ride for about 6 hours a day and to feed, but the main thing you get is that there's not a single brave shred within any of these animals.
Oh, so they're more nags than horses.
Yeah, but I mean, if you excel on your handle animal check, it'll be a different story. But good luck with the check. Looks like you got some fresh corpses up ahead.
Answers that question.
I'll step off the wagon and just kind of approach from the side of the road.
Okay.
As we're ready.
I will follow with my weapon drawn.
No, you can be in front.
I will be in front.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think Brandy's headed to Corpus Christi today. Play Pokemon with her family.
Cool.
Pokemon Go, Pokemon cards, Pokemon the game.
Go.
I play Pokemon Go, so I can't throw too much, too many stones.
I used to until I moved here, and
There's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
I used to live in Poplar Bluff, Missouri. There was nowhere to go.
we have a town nearby, and I can swivel the view to see all 5 stops.
So you must love the challenges. Go to new stops that you've never been before. Well,
F you. Thank you for playing. Bye.
That sounds, Mike. That sounds like a lot of places we're going here with the campaign.
All these squares make a circle.
What the hell was that?
That's Mr. Popo.
Oh.
All these squares make a circle. All these squares make a circle.
Dragon Ball Z abridged.
Yeah. Yeah, I never got into that. I'm a traditionalist.
Oh my god, it's great.
Oh, I heard. I mean, I've seen some of it. The abridged Goku and Vegeta fighting Cooley. How many times did he kick you in the nuts? 1,000 times.
Bye.
I love Mr. Popo on there.
Mr. Popo sounds like he used to work at Subway as a spokesperson.
Through the series, it seems Mr. Popo is the strongest out of all of them. And even Goku is terrified of him.
In the abridged?
Yeah.
Actually, you know,
Because even the dragon calls him master. Yeah. But it gets stoned as shit a lot.
even in the regular series, Mr. Popo, no one gives him much shit
Well, he's
at all.
It's actually really racist because he's respected servant is basically what it is. He doesn't really do much else.
I wonder if he's like, are you current on Dragon Ball Super?
No.
Oh. I watched Dragon Ball as a kid. I watched Dragon Ball Z as a teenager. I made the great mistake of watching GT as a young adult. Wish I could have that back. Although Super Saiyan 4 was fun. And then now I'm watching Dragon Ball Super as an adult. And I'm like, I have no complaints about Super. The story actually flows. And there's not that much filler. What? There's sawdust in my cartoon. How dare you? Unlike Bleach, that had a lot of filler.
Here's one.
Bitch, I'm adorable.
My son, you realize something.
You ignore it, it'll go away.
What's that?
Well, no, I needed to prepare a little bit of food here, so you guys start chatting about Dragon Ball Z. I'm like, aha, here's 3 minutes.
And I'm on your timetable there, Chief.
Okay. Well, as you guys are using your perception, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You're seeing that there's a couple of dead corpses up there as well. But more importantly, it looks like you've got some people that are observing you from the trees, and they're remaining hidden.
I looked at Megas and I said the hill's got eyes.
Ah, see him. Come on out, guys.
I try to give them a stealthy glance and detect evil on them.
No evil. None. No evil whatsoever.
Interesting.
What was that movie? Warriors? Come out to play.
Whenever you get closer, they motion you to join them in the foliage. And so you do.
I need an adult.
Are they suggestively gesturing to follow them into the foliage?
No.
The crude jokes work at the best.
I go for low-hanging fruit, Zen.
That explains so much, Bruce.
Sometimes low hanging fruit is the best.
Oh, I've just soiled my game mat. How terrible of me.
You
Okay.
blessed it.
Yeah, no doubt. I've got coffee brewing finally, and I put pork on the roast. Awesome. Pork in the crock potter. Okay. So when you
Crock
join
pot
over there,
fingers.
they say, "Is that your group of people behind you?"
Maybe.
Listen, we were part of that caravan, and there was 10 of us. There's 3 of us here. Could we come with you? Now, you notice that one of them has like an unearthly beauty about him, almost to the point where like he looks like he's not elf.
Who's got knowledge, nature?
No.
Definitely not me. Maybe our wizard friend.
Not this guy.
He says, if we can come with you, I'm pretty certain they won't try to attack us because they suffered some losses coming after us. We gave it to them. They killed our beasts of burden and a lot of our friends, and they've not been back here since. But we need to get out of here.
After playing gambling games with them all, do I recognize any of these guys?
No, you do recognize that some of them have marks on their wear, like they are from the city of Eastreach. They're from the same area as you, or maybe not the same area, but they're from that general location.
Messenger needs to be home.
Aw, so cute.
She is. She spoils me.
I hate being single. Anyways, this is not right. Bruce is dating somebody and I'm single. The hell?
It'll stay that way as long as you stay 50 foot away from her.
Hey, where do you live again?
Los Angeles.
Yeah.
No. So you have 3 people that have joined up with your little caravan.
I'm not showing my back to him.
No, and they give
I'm
you
keeping a close eye on them.
a lot of respect, but as they talk, they tell you that we were adventuring through here, and there was a pair of women that were singing beautifully in the trees, and next thing you knew, all of us were in this dazed mindset, and that was when these lions pounced on our beasts of burden, and as the panic set in, we tried wheeling about and giving them a fight, and then the harpies let loose with their arrows, and that was when we started trying to strike back at them. We wounded one of the harpies pretty poorly. One of the lions got attacked, and it destroyed. He shows you the corpse of his horse. He says, "We're just needing help. We need to get out of here."
So
Sense motive.
3 guys. Hold on.
Sure.
3 guys, 3 gentlemen got lured off into the woods by singing women. Then
One of the guys says, "Well, yeah, I was also leading a party one time about 3 months back when we saw a sign in the woods that said live elven dancing girls. That didn't work out well for us either."
Sense motive
Does it-
21.
They have a pretty dark sense of humor, but they seem to be telling the truth.
They're just idiots.
Yeah,
Okay.
does any of them look like George Clooney? Because I think I know where this is going.
almost. He almost looks like George Clooney, the real handsome one. And he tells you as he leads you further north as you guys wander up the trail. He tells you that he says, my mom was a simple woman from Amarin's Ferry, and she got bamboozled one night by a person who mentioned things that she couldn't understand. And he talked to her about religion, which she did understand. She was a devout worshiper of Solanus. There's a big shrine to Solanus inside the city of Amaranth's Ferry. But he says, my mom is not really a very gifted woman upstairs, and therefore, I don't know if I inherited that or not. And then it kind of hits you that this guy's a half celestial. So at this point, this might sound redundant, but if anybody in the future wants to play a half celestial, that race is open.
You mean Asimar?
Or a tiefling.
I want to say half celestial.
But
That's the tempo.
does a half celestial race exist?
I believe so.
That's an Asmar.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Tiefling's on the
That's what-
other side of the road, but yeah.
But are there do half SMRs exist? I don't think they exist.
No.
There's no if you're half divine, you're an Asmar. If you're half a divine, then no. I've not seen.
No. Asmars are what's available.
Yeah. That's why I said tiefling, because tieflings are half just on the other side of the street.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be down to play a divine paladin Asimar, but I currently
Everybody, yeah.
I like my character, so
You get a
I-
bonus in charisma
I
with your
don't.
paladin.
True, but I don't want to ditch my character, but I would love to be an Asimar.
Don't worry, Bruce will kill it soon enough.
Oh, thanks. Glad to hear that.
Well, it won't be out of boredom.
No.
Suddenly, my Gary the Paladin shapeshifts into an Asimar. It's like, hey, you guys just never noticed that I was secretly an Asimar all this time.
Does his cloak go from blue to red?
No, it does not go from blue to red. He does have a lovely cloak though.
I'll shut up.
It's okay. This encounter here was the actual last encounter that I wanted to have while you guys were in the Forest of Hope, while leading the refugee caravan north to Stormhelm, I believe that's the name of it. And let's see. Zelkor's Ferry. I know I have the notes in here.
Hey, Maggie. Will you do Daddy a favor? Will you go ask your uncle if he'd go put tobacco in this? Come here. And would you grab the matches off the shoe table, please? Tobacco. Because I'm from the fine state of Tennessee. I like tobacco. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. I'm not asking you to light it. I'm not asking you to smoke it. I'm asking it for another person of age to pack it.
Chris, do you remember the name of the caravan leader?
Jessica Hansen, the elf.
That's right. Jessica.
Hanson?
Yes.
I'm glad to know my George Clooney joke earlier wasn't that far off base. Sirens.
It's all right. Yep.
Lions.
Jessica Hansen.
Harpies.
So it sounds like a druid hanging out.
Say again?
Sounds like there's a druid about.
Around here? Not that you're aware of. Where the party got slaughtered, there was harpies and lions or tigers.
Oh my.
Well, where do these fine lads want to go?
So I'm gonna roll knowledge with geography? No, that it would be nature. Damn it.
Would harpies be arcana?
Nope, magical beast. Arcane, yes, you're right.
It tends to happen from time to time.
Where do these fine lads want to go? Do they want to travel to Zelkor's Ferry?
That is 19.
These guys want to go to a place called Stormhelm, I believe. Storm Shield, which is almost all the way to Eastwich.
So further north than Zelkor's Ferry.
Yeah, further north. If you wish to accompany these people to Storm Shield, you can. If you wish to separate with them at the Canyon River Run, you can. Canyon River Run is actually where the river runs underneath this little bridge you're going over. It's a fairly impressive bridge. It looks like it's dwarven construction. It has an innate hardness, I'll just say that much. But the caravan group you're with, Jessica says to you, she says, if you wish to come with us, that'd be great. There's always more safety in numbers, but if you do not, I understand.
And didn't we decide already we're going to
The bunker, the outpost?
Yeah.
That's what I thought you were doing.
Yeah, we're going with the caravan. I guess
Hey,
should
Maggie.
go all the way.
Where's my pipe?
And that you do. Okay. I'm trying to shortcut things, but once you get across the Canyon River Run, about 2 hours pass, and some of you will see that there's a like blinking lights on and off to the left-hand side of the trail. Look like little witch lights. Best thing I could say. Best way I could describe it.
Thank you. Maggie.
Mr. Wizard, do they detect as magical?
Detecting magic, spellcraft. 19.
As he casts his detect magic spell, Paladin, roll your perception check.
Alrighty. $17.
You see what appears to be like a little grasshopper jump through the air and land on your friend's cloak. Chris, a little feminine voice inside your head says, "Are you brave adventurers?"
Brave-ish.
"Oh, I was hoping you would be brave adventurers." And the little grasshopper jumps off of your tunic and bounds back into the forest. You see little witch lights kind of fade in the...
I mean, I would say I'm pretty brave. I would not be modest.
Well, looking at that little grasshopper talking to me, I'm good. We can keep going.
Okay.
It's a trap.
That's true. Probably not best not to follow
Faye.
strange talking grasshopper women into the forest.
Regular.
Hey, I'm
women
on live cable. All right. Thank you.
And Paladin, you recognize what you just saw as a sprig.
What the heck is this sprig?
It's a little fey creature with insect and humanoid features to it.
So it's like part moth, part human, or part butterfly, part human, part grasshopper. All right. Well, it's gone now, I guess. So I'm not about to run after it into the forest. That's for sure.
Okay. Kind of like a spriggan or such.
I'm not gonna chase strange women into the forest.
It wasn't female, it was male.
Oh, it ended pretty poorly for the last few lads who did that. So
Your fellow adventurers that you're with and and Jessica, they tell you that like this area of the forest is known for its unusual tricks that they perform upon the tall folk. It's kind of a shame.
Drawing a strange woman into the forest. I think that's how I got my daughter.
I can vouch for that. I will vouch for you, Andy. Yes, indeed. That was indeed how your daughter came about. So. Anyway, so you go. I'll be drawing this map as this goes on. You let them pass, and soon, not long after that, the trees start to thin out, and you don't see the wonderful sparkling ocean to your right like you did. Now you just have like a little bit of mist to your right, about a few miles away. There's some hills and fens that are there, and you don't really get to see much at all. For the next few days, you guys will travel without incident. And along these paths, you manage to make your way into probably looks like a month-long journey. And we're going to go a full month.
Wow.
Yeah.
holy mackerel!
What's the counter dates in this game? Is it like
That's a lot of time.
Faerun, where every 10 days is a week?
They go by months. Seriously.
Well, that's a long ass time. Sadly, we have no crafter wizard, or he could have done a lot of crafting.
Give it time. Heinrich will not disappoint you. Or not Heinrich. What's your character's name there, Chris?
Tanev?
There we go. You don't have 10 days. You have a fortnight. 2 weeks into festival day. Literally 14 nights and 15 days. You have 2 fortnights. It's considered a month, although 2 true fortnights are technically only for 29 days when counting the night specifically. The night of the final day before a new month is included to be as well as for ease of use, using 2 fortnights to describe a 1 month period. High holy days are not considered in calculation of fortnights.
Are there any fortresses?
You're coming up on one. You're going into the month of Dan, and it takes you, to go all the way up to Stormshield, that is 175 miles from the border of Forest of Hope. So, getting Stormshield roughly 2 weeks later.
Forest of Hope.
Yep, before leaving the Forest of Hope and on the 3rd of Dan is when you guys make your way in. Now, the Hyperboreans call this the 6th month, but when you get into the location known as Storm Shield, there's a few people that are here that will greet you as the large caravan you brought with you will disband, and everybody kind of goes their own separate way.
Wait, what was the race of those people?
The Hyperboreans was the empire before the Ford that you are under right now.
Like Conan? Conan?
Yeah, you could say that.
I mean, I'm actually not trying to.
No, I understand that. They wrote it like that. That's how this
Okay.
campaign is set up, to where you could fit that within this world if you so choose.
Sweet. Okay. Sorry.
Don't be. That's absolutely fine.
Oh, damn it. Now I want to play Call the Conqueror.
Not with me as your DM. Trust me. When you get to Storm Shield, there's about 20 or 30 wagons that are parked within the walls of it. You can see there's a fortified manor with a bunch of little outbuildings and markets set up. It looks like the people within this area are doing everything they can to bolster this and turn it into a trade mute that's going on during midsummer here.
Like Summer Solstice Festival?
Say again, somebody?
I said, was this like the Summer Solstice Festival?
It's getting close to it. They're building up for it.
Were there any weapon shops?
Are there any weapon shops? There are weapon shops. There's a few forge masters that are here. Yes.
Would they happen to have masterwork weapons?
Yeah, they've got any masterwork weapon that you could find in the core rulebook.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and sell my regular dagger and longsword and pick up a masterwork longsword. If that's all right.
Yeah.
Hey, when we set off on this journey, did we negotiate any payment on arrival of the caravan? I honestly forgot.
Jessica tells the 5 of you, she says, I've been rather impressed with how you handled yourselves, and I really can only hope that as time goes on, you have the ability to come back here and say hello. We're going to be here for the next 6 months. We hope that you have a pleasant summer, and this is the this is where I tell you that there's other things that are going on. I can't really go into it, but as far as my professional manner is concerned, leading these people here was a much bit easier after we joined up with you. And she tells you some other things, and most of those things are just pleasantries or small bits. If you want to know, Andy, Beltane, the first day of summer, is in Tweemond, midway between the vernal equinox and summer solstice.
Mm.
Last night of last month is called Walpurgis Night, and that's the last night of Tweemond. That'd be the 30th.
Okay.
The month of Dan is what this is called, named for the ancient hero Dan after overthrowing the corrupt Hyperborean Empire. And he was quite a Chad, to say the least. A lot of the deities that come into power or come more fashionable to worship in this area is Thyrsus, Orile, Abaru, and Durak Albith is a elven deity of some note. But the midsummer summer solstice is going to be in the last half of the month.
Gotcha.
All right. I can actually just select all this and put it in our Discord.
That's really cool that this is based off the Conan rule.
It all
Loosely.
fits. It all can fit.
Hold on,
Somebody's getting FaceTime.
Yep.
I go to the
Everybody will receive 75 gold.
All right, 75 gold. I'll take it.
You will also receive 300 experience points.
Ooh, very nice. Up to 5,403.
You guys ready to go?
Yep.
Okay,
I was born ready.
excellent. So you stay in town for a little bit. I don't know what you're wanting to do here, but you have time to take care of the business if you need to.
I'm not doing anything in particular. I'm fairly poor. I have 400 gold and nothing to do.
I'm not poor, but I'm not looking for anything to buy right now.
When you arrive, Paladin, some people take note of you. Finally, as supper approaches, some of the people start to get more carousing. You notice that there's a little bit more alcohol involved, and as the alcohol starts to flow through most of these commoners, and some of them trying to be stalwart, and most of them, all of them trying to make money. This is kind of like looks like a trade moot, and they're going to be trying to put on either a Ren fair or some sort of like actual practice of capitalism, which that would be nice. Anyway, as they're all gathered about and enjoying themselves, you note that there's a few people that come over to the Paladin and they try to escort him away. And they just want to sit down and talk to him about his faith because they're intrigued. Who is it you worship?
Ariti.
Isn't that's not seen in this area? Well, Bard's Gate, but everything's findable in Bard's Gate. Anybody can be found in, for worship purposes in Bard's Gate.
True.
So, how did you manage to find your way over here as a practicing paladin of the heroic Ariti? Because The woman looks at you and says, "You don't even really. There's not a historical context for you within the Sinar Coast area for over 100 years."
You're awfully knowledgeable about the historical context of Sinner's
She
Coast.
says, "Well, I'm a universal worshiper of the Four-Faith Empire, and so I have a smattering of knowledge of all the deities that have made a small bit of importance since then. But the fact that you're a member of a paladin, no less, of Ariti, you must have a very hard path to go, because that's a tough road to handle, bud."
Indeed, it is pretty hard, but the faith in my goddess keeps me going.
She says, "That's impressive." And she says, "Have you, do you drink?
Sadly, I do not.
Have you ever had a drink before?"
I have.
Okay. Well, that's admirable. At least you tried. What is your current quest right now? Because you wouldn't just come to a moot just to hang out and socialize. Did you just walk through the gates with that giant caravan?
Indeed, I did. I'm here adventuring with a couple of my acquaintances as
You're
we
actually
are on our way to escort this fellow merchant caravan.
interesting. And she says, we are on our way back to the south. We want to stop in the Forest of Hope because supposedly there's some buried treasure not too far off the beaten north-south Wayne Road. The Wayne Road is the road that everybody else calls the Lonely Coast Road. But you'll find out in this world that there's like 6 or 7 names for landmarks depending on where everybody's from.
Makes sense.
All right. Well, I would say that we would be happy to accompany them back downwards, but that they should abandon any foolhardy tales of treasure, and that most people meet their demise in those areas.
Make a diplomacy check.
Sure. I'll just quickly roll one. And check what my modifier is. Oh, it's a +7. Wow, that's actually pretty good. I rolled a 24, 17 plus 7.
She takes your words pretty well, and she says that's some kind words of wisdom, and I appreciate that. But no, I was hearing one of the other people that just came out of that caravan that they had lost a lot of their goods because there was an attack or they were ambushed, and I was wondering if if you guys want to go back there and see if there's anything left for us, or maybe we could find the ambushers themselves and go after them. How brave are you?
Well, for sure we would be interested in traveling back southwards. We were only here to finish escorting the merchant's caravan. So we would definitely be down to make the journey with you and protect you on your way there. But once we are there, we would probably head off to a place called Zelkor's Ferry, which was originally our final destination.
Really? We're not going to be too far from
Hey,
that.
I gotta take off for a minute.
You gotta take off for a minute?
Hey, Bruce, I'll be back in a little bit.
All right.
Every week.
And we're down to 2.
Every week we have people disappearing. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, he stays at a buddy's house because his own internet is subpar.
Nah, it's all good with me. It's just a little bit unfortunate.
Yeah, he said he'll be back, so it is what it is.
He is going to be back. Anyway, so she says, "Yeah, if you guys wouldn't mind, we'd love to come with and see what real heroes do for one, but two, if there's a possibility that we could definitely come out of this a little bit richer than what we started. That's the entire reason why I have the scabbard."
Sorry, I couldn't catch you there, Bruce.
That's the entire reason why I bought a scabbard. Why I bought a weapon.
I see.
apologize about preparing food in front of you guys while I stream, but I realized I was hungry.
It's all right. I ate. I'm good. Granted, my meal was not as decadent as yours.
It's just pork and potatoes, tomatoes, and onion roasted together.
That tuna fish sandwich.
Dude, don't slam the tuna fish sandwich. Thou shalt not slam the tuna. Well, as you guys stay overnight, and if you want to, you can have a few drinks. You'll bump into some people over the course of the evening as their various wagons arrive from the north, from a small area not too far from here. Called East March. Is it?
East March by the Sea.
Eastwich, my bad. Eastwich is a town that's right there on this piece of land jutting out defiantly against the ocean. And they'll, as you're listening to various travelers and tales being told around various fires and such, you hear that there's a lot of rumblings of how things are going downhill within the empire. The city of Bard's Gate is losing control of a lot of the guilds and such. The guilds are running roughshod all over the people. Wouldn't have anything to do with that now, would you?
Hey, quick question for the DM. Would you have any issue with my character picking up a trident?
That's as long as you can carry it and not be encumbered, there's not going to be a problem.
All right, working out future plans for my character.
Understandable. I'm a big fan of the trident. Tridents are awesome. They're not the most cost-effective weapon, but they're pretty damn cool.
Oh, what I want to do with it will work out in the long run. All right. Did you know kukris are not thrown weapons?
No, they're not.
But daggers are.
Well, a kukri looks like it should be a thrown weapon.
It is in real life, but this is not real life.
Well, there is the throw anything feat.
Right. But when you're building a weapon up for later on, what things you want to do with it, one of the add-ons says it has to be a thrown weapon to be put onto it first. And the feat doesn't override that.
Well, if I were you, you and I both know weapons pretty well. I mean, we're not the best men at arms, mind you. But I'd say that we both know our way around the hilt.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I do plan on evaluating quite a bit of the weapons. Majority of my research and my creation of a new role-playing game is the weapons section. I'm not going to Gygax on pole arms, mind you, but I'm getting quite into it.
Well, with my real life activities and playing this, I know my way around most weapons. Do you ever need any help or whatever? Just give me a shout.
Appreciate that. What I really need is a population of homeless people so I can see the effects of a halberd versus like a glaive.
Halberd versus a glaive. Halberd, you have a shorter blade than a glaive.
Yeah. Halberds are pretty rocking, actually. Glaive is a better weapon.
Depends on the culture that's using them, though, too. Like, a human would use a halberd. No. Humans would use a glaive, and an orc would use a halberd.
Yeah. I can see that.
Zen, you're more than welcome to throw in if you got any thoughts on this.
I'm all right.
You'll find out that Zen moves around from campsite to campsite, just kind of listening in on people, talking, wait and see if there's something that perks his interest.
I mean, I personally, at the moment, I really have no other business except for getting my keister to Zelkor's Ferry.
Fair enough. All right, if that's the case.
Yeah, but if you want to explore some side quests and stuff like that, I'm down to do that as well.
That's where the XP lives, man. In random fucking places.
Andy, this entire campaign is one giant side quest. Because this quest guarantees your death.
Sounds about right. That is absolutely horrifying that they have this on the weapons. Baba Yaga's mortar and pistol. The fact that they have Baba Yaga period is terrifying.
I like Baba Yaga.
Very
sweet. Don't go
What? Baba Yaga from Russian and Ukrainian lore is freaking scary as hell.
Yes.
Are harpies considered fae?
Hmm?
Are harpies considered fae?
Magical beasts.
Magical
Wow.
beasts. The Sprigget was a fae, right?
Yes.
Would that be nature or arcane?
Nature.
Damn it. Never mind. Didn't know if I need to start picking up some cold iron weapons.
That never hurts.
Oh shit. Well, that Sprigget, someone would say that was a fae. I'm just trying to find out, how would I find out in character?
The month-long trek up here.
Yeah.
Idle conversation.
Would I have found out that the fae have a allergic reaction to cold iron?
Somewhere you'd probably hear about that. About another month talking around with these people here, you'd probably have that discussion. Jessica will tell you that.
Just trying to find a way to do this in game. So, what are you doing with that pork? Potatoes, red onions, crock pot, garlic.
I think I have garlic. Yes.
Minced, fresh, or otherwise?
I bought it at the market about a month ago. No, a week ago.
So, Sin, in real life, are you a wine drinker?
I'm not that big on alcohol, honestly.
What is your background? I know you said something in the very beginning, but I didn't catch it. I've been meaning to ask.
My character background?
Your background, you as a person.
Oh. Well, I'm 23. I'm a student.
Right.
And yeah, that's about that.
Where's your family from? That's what I'm asking.
So
I'm from Slovenia, and I'm currently living and working in France.
Okay. The reason why I ask is there's nothing wrong with any of that. Is your accent's a little bit different than what I'm a little different than what I'm used to. And
I sound from what I've heard people say, I sound crazy Russian over the microphone.
I do get the Russian tones, yeah, but every once in a while I sound kind of Frenchy. There's nothing wrong with it.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
from-
but it's actually quite funny. The microphone distorts my voice a lot. Like if I were to record myself on my phone
Yeah.
and then send you a recording, it would sound like two completely different people.
I completely understand that. Well, by nature, we don't actually know what we sound like in person unless we hear ourselves, because what we hear is not what we sound like.
True.
I think I have a soft voice, but everybody tells me I have a booming voice. So I'm like, well, damn.
Gregarious is the word I would use there, Andy.
What word?
Gregarious.
I don't know that one.
Very boisterous.
Oh, yeah. I can fake an Irish accent fairly well, especially when I'm drunk.
Been there how many times?
Yeah, quite a few. Oh, my bio dad's getting married again.
How many times does this make it?
11.
At this point, we should just tell him he likes the cake.
Yeah, this time it is to a Russian woman.
Watch his pocketbook.
Yeah, well, this might be his last time getting married too.
Onion. Oh, garlic.
Garlic.
God, I really don't want to turn out like my dad.
I had some pork in the fridge. It finally thawed out. And so I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do with it.
What cut of pork?
Shoulder.
Shoulder?
Normally it would be Boston butt roast.
I would have cut some apples, got some cider, apple vinegar, shoved the apples underneath the skin with some garlic, throw it in the oven for maybe a day, and then pull it out.
Yeah, I don't want to run my oven for a day, dude. Not down here.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Well,
100 degrees.
Yeah, it's been that hot up here recently. That's a winter meal. Ooh, and some cloves. I like cooking. I want to get my hand on a goat.
How much money you got?
Not much, and locally I can't find a goat farmer. I can find sheep, which, yes, they taste the same, but they're not the same.
They're not the same. They're not the same at all.
I'm a big fan of either. I prefer goat. But everybody I know prefers sheep.
It's a.
That's the problem I have. The old man that I used to butcher underneath at Kroger, he died. And the thing that Jimmy still was telling me was that, like, if you ever want to have yourself a good, tasty pan full of lamb, what you do is you prepare your pan, you put the olive oil in it, you get your herbs in there, you put the lamb in it, you decorate the lamb with all the spices and herbs on it, and you put it up to 400 degrees in the oven, you shove it in, and then after about an hour, you pull out the lamb and you throw it away and you eat the pan.
Ah.
He hated lamb.
Maggie, what are you doing with the picture?
But he was an interesting character to work with.
I used to work at Rokery's, the meat butchery shop in Morton. That shit. I got some stories that can come out of that place.
Okay. So next day, as you wake up, you see that a lot of people are starting to come to, and already the trading and the bartering has started as the breakfasts are being doled all over the outpost here. The giant moot is kind of interesting. You can see that there's a few armed guards. You didn't see those guys out last night, and they're telling you that We usually go to bed about 8. The people in this area police themselves pretty well, so we don't have a need to be out. We'd rather have off time, be able to sleep and be able to relax. And if we need to get active, somebody will come wake us up. But you meet about 30 people at Storm Shield that are fairly nice to you, and even more importantly, they're willing to let you go do what you need to do, or not generally just get in your way. I assume you guys are wanting to head back towards the south.
I mean, before we proceed, should we not wait for
Chris,
Mr. Yeah. Maybe we take like a short break until he returns, because like, if we're moving up with the story with only the two of us, then we're kind of like skipping a lot, right?
possibly. Flip will tell you that while you're waiting, she said, "Hey, Paladin, I found something you might like." And she hands you a holy book for Ariti.
Oh, that should be pretty rare, right?
Yes, it's super rare.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. What can I do to repay for this kind favor?
She says, "I don't know. Maybe whenever we get into a jam, you'll help me out."
All right, you have my word that I will leap into the face of danger to try to save you.
I was just hoping for like financial help, but okay. You don't have to. You don't have to do that. I mean, I don't want you to die or anything.
I will take the, well, I can't really say the bullet, but I will take the sword for my fellow companions if my goddess wills it so.
There's a few weapons I want to sell to the local merchants. Do I get like the battle axe is 10 gold pieces? Do I get like 4 gold back?
Yeah, about that. Half the value. Did you hear what I said, sir?
Yeah, half.
Yeah, half.
So item. Can't believe I'm drinking wine that came out of a box and actually enjoying it.
So I attempt to open the holy book and read what's inside. Does it say anything interesting, or is it just like a fancy book that's empty?
It's a neat little 30-page book that gives you a brief history of Ariti and how he became one with the cosmos, how he expects his followers to behave, and then the rest of it's all just like,
But I think Aridi is a woman.
okay,
So
Ariti,
her followers.
what she expects her followers to do. Fairly just iconic Paladin Cavalier style materials, very cut and dried. There's not a lot of wiggle room.
All right. Well, that's still history. My character would like history, so I think he would appreciate it a lot.
You while you're doing that, you look up and one of the people that you talked to yesterday is sitting next to you. She has a silver hair, and she's an unassuming older halfling with long black hair streaked with gray. She's got a small pack, and she tells you, she says, "I heard you're going to Zelkor's Ferry. Is that right?"
Yep, that is correct, ma'am. That is correct.
"Can I go with your party, or are you strictly a military expedition?"
I would quickly outline the dangers of traveling to Zelkor's Ferry to the old lady, and I would inquire why she would want to undertake such a dangerous journey.
Because my son lives in Zelkor's Ferry. He's a very successful merchant. I've heard nothing but good things about him and from him, saying that you're doing a very good job of making a living for himself. And then, as his dear mother, I would love to be able to spend some quality time with my son, who I bore through my hips and brought in this world, and now I get to see him succeed. What a way for a mother to be repaid.
Wow, some serious Jewish guilt there.
She does have a long nose.
All right. Well, I would inquire with my party members if they would be okay to have her travel along. I personally would be happy to offer my protection and have her seen safely arrive to Zelkor's Ferry. May I inquire, like, what her surname is or what her son's name is?
My name is 18JUL20.
All right, and her son is a famous merchant at Zelkor's Ferry.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you are welcome to join us as long as everybody in my fellow party of acquaintances is fine with that.
Oh, goody. I hope I don't make it so rough for you, but I really just haven't seen my son in over. And she gets this distant look to her eyes. I haven't seen my son in over 5 years.
Oh, that long. Oh yes, for sure. You can come along. That is a very long time not to see one's family. About
Some
how
family,
old does
not
she
long
look?
enough.
She's an older halfling woman.
Pretty like on the upper edge of old for a halfling, or on the lower edge of old for a halfling?
Middle age.
Middle-aged, all right. So she's not like on her deathbed or something like that.
No, she's not on her deathbed. She actually looks kind of spry, but she looks like she's had a few winters.
All right.
I wouldn't say that you're going to endanger her life that much. Going up a forest road. Get off that road, it might be different, but she looks like she's up to it. She's got a few items of import. You do note that she's got like a couple of pouches on her, like what Flip has, and Grace Faith's cleric is giving her a couple of glances here and there. You can tell that your dwarven cleric does not really approve of her too much.
Oh, why is that?
She just doesn't seem to be impressed.
It's
Impressed?
just a natural relationship between dwarfs and halflings, though.
There are problems.
Ah, all right. So it's racism.
Which will no longer be a thing here pretty soon. And WizKids, there will be no racism.
Elves and dwarves basking together in the summer sun and a battling brook. Just what I want to see.
And all is right with the world.
Andy,
Mm.
do you remember John that ran the game room?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know him personally, but yeah, I know. No.
Remember what he used to always like to say? Free the Nilfs. Free the Nilfs.
Yeah. Oh, remember Scott from the Zone?
Mm-hmm.
He moved to Pekin. He's got a game shop here in Pekin.
Is that where you live now?
Yeah, unfortunately.
I was thinking you lived in Farmington.
No. I would have shot myself by now.
If you think France is boring, Zen, wait till you've been to Illinois.
Everybody's like, you live in Illinois. Politically, is a as a how should I put this? A Democrat state. Pekin, Illinois, is a Republican city in a Democrat state. Very old school. France is not boring. It's just, Paris, France is one of the most beautiful places in the world. But God had to even it out by putting the French there.
And that's a good joke.
Unfortunately, it's not.
We wish it was just a joke and not the truth. There's a difference. Jokes don't make you cry. The truth makes you cry.
Yeah, Corb. Queen Elizabeth is like in her 80s.
And she'll live to be in her hundreds, I guarantee it.
She can't be that old. Oh, no, I'm not saying Corbin, I'm not saying she doesn't look old as dirt, but she's... She's Betty White old.
Betty White's 100 years old this year. Queen Elizabeth is 94.
94? Okay. She's not Queen Elizabeth. Is 94. Is she the second Elizabeth or the third?
I have no idea.
England has always done better with female hierarchy than they've ever done with males.
Tell you what, you want to see some sad stuff? Look at young Queen Elizabeth back in her 20s. It's like, wow, that was hot.
Except for the fact that she married her second or third cousin. That was kind of weird.
Yeah, that's what we expect. Okay.
Then again, the royal family, all the royal families are fairly interbreeded.
Yes.
Well, hell, Queen Elizabeth was her grandfather Albert was cousins to the Russian royalty. Like, what was their name? Anastasia and them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're all, all the royalty in the world is slightly related to each other, one way or the other.
And
That's the way of the royalty. All right, all related to each other.
What were you gonna say, Bruce?
that's all in the book called The Biggest Secret.
Oh, how they're all related to each other?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to delve down that too hard.
I try not to. Oh, hell, it was the Egyptians that made inbreeding a sport. Okay, that was slightly mean. True, but...
When you go back to Grace, she's telling you the entire time, she says, I really don't trust Yetua. I don't like her.
Hey, I look at the paladin and it says next time you spend time with your halfling companion there, do a detect evil.
Sure, I'll do that.
I think that should be your status quo when meeting anybody new.
That is a good idea.
Bruce, did you laugh at that?
I did.
That's not metagaming. That's just good gaming. Not paranoid if I'm right.
Well, when you're discussing other items, you see that there's some guardsmen from the city of Eastwich, and one of them is discussing the status of the Storm Shield Manor. He says, "No, this is part of the city of Eastwich, but we're about 40 miles away from it. You can't really rush to our aid. I mean, 40 miles." And then the person across from him says, "Well, what do we do if we get attacked here?" And the guard looks at him. "Well, I hope you can fight." Once you have your fill of that, you finally do go get some breakfast from some of the others. The pork and potatoes seems to be a standard way of life up here. Three of the mobile kitchens that are here are cooking that. The other kitchen is a group of people that look like they're from the south, and they're cooking eggs and chicken. After you guys finished up eating, Chris isn't back yet. Dang it.
We can take like a 10-20 minute break. Allows you to finish your food as well, Bruce, if you would like.
I was just getting a spoonful here and there. That's not a big deal.
No, because I think if it's only 2 people, I think it might be a little bit too little.
Understandable.
Like I'm all down to continue, and I'm like I'm happy to go forward. But I think since today we're already down 2 people, being down 3 people might be a little bit too much.
Fair enough.
And we can just take a breather and wait.
I'm going to end the broadcast, and we will resume when we get the 3 of us back.
All right, that works with me as well. I'll be keeping an eye on Discord.
Yes, sir. That's where I'll be at.
All right, see you guys in a bit.
Yep.